Just how tough a Group C this is to predict. And everything has been decided apart from that one final place into the semi-finals, which these two teams will contest here in the final game of the group tonight. Group C is the third of 4 groups in this competition. Groups A and B already decided, with Mogi das Cruz of Brazil and San Martin de Corrientes of Argentina through from Group A. And then in Group B, Malvin of Uruguay and Obras Sanitarias of Argentina advancing to the semi-finals. Now here we have Unicea moving through along with one of these two. And then Group D is yet to be played. The top 2 teams advancing from each group into the semi-finals, which will be 2 groups of 4 teams, and just the winners of those 2 groups will meet in the final. And it will be a best of 3 series to crown the champion, with a place at the FIBA Americas League on the line. Quilmes de Mar del Plata being introduced to the fans. And now wait for the introduction of the home court team, the Group C hosts, Colo. Colo players introduced to the home fans. Gabriel Schamberger is the head coach of the home team. Leandro Ramela, the head coach for Quilmes, and the officials tonight hail from Brazil, Uruguay and Ecuador. We'll take a look at the 2 sets of players in a little more detail as Colo get set to face Quilmes de Mar del Plata for a place in the semi-finals. Plenty of tidying up to do on the court. Here's the Quilmes roster. Enzo Ruiz, the leading scorer last night with 24 points. It's 6 of 8 from downtown. Walter Baxley, 19 points in game 1 and then tied that tally last night. And Luis Sequeira, what a performance yesterday. A remarkable double-double. 20 points and 13 assists, as well as 6 steals. You can see the starting 5, Ruiz, Baxley and Sequeira in there, as well as Jonathan Durley and Tayevek Galisi. Durley had a good impact last night as well, with 11 points, 6 boards and a steal. The head coach is Leandro Ramela, hoping to lead Quilmes into the semi-finals. And if they are going to get there, they'll have to deal with the noise created by that lot, who will cheer every point, every possession of this lot. Colo, led by John Thomas so far at this tournament, averaging a double-double, 22.5 points per game, 10 rebounds a game. Matias Villagran, a key scorer on game day 1 with 20 points, but just 7 points in last night's defeat. And Eduardo Marichel, 19 points in game 1 before 11 points and 7 assists last night. Also had 7 assists in that game 1. And there you see Marichel, Villagran and Thomas all in the starting 5. Fernando Schuler, the number 13, and Eric Carrasco, the number 99, fill out the starting 5. Gabriel Schamberger is the head coach for Colo. It's their first ever appearance in this competition after winning the Chilean championship last season. And the embrace from the two head coaches before the start of this one. Two teams with plenty of positivity surrounding them coming into this season and reaching new heights. Colo, Chilean champions, Quilmes de Mar del Plata having their best ever finish in the Argentine League last year, ending 4th and earning their first ever appearance in the Liga Sudamericana. Colo started their new domestic campaign well. That's the big difference. Quilmes have really struggled at the start of theirs, despite that positive season, finishing 4th. 0-6 at the start of the new Argentine season. Quilmes de Mar del Plata with a very impressive performance in the second game of this competition last night. Colo have started 3-1 in their domestic campaign and average close to 90 points per game. Quilmes have the chance of scoring big themselves on any given night, especially if that man Walter Baxley steps up the way he has been doing in this championship. 19 points per game. And he's hit that figure in each of the first 2 games. Colo have plenty of inexperience in terms of this competition, as do Quilmes. They've got an undersized team as well that were dominated early on inside against Unicef last night, especially by Ronald Race. But they have shown they can score big this season, and they have this crowd on their side. And that could prove a huge positive as Leandro Romella's team hope to combat the atmosphere and hope to find the win that they need to move through to the next round. There's plenty supporting Quilmes as well. They're just being drowned out at the moment by the home court Colo fans. John Thomas, the key perhaps for Colo. 22.5 points per game, 10 rebounds per game. Last night he shot 6 of 15 from the field, en route to 19 points and 10 boards. We've had the introduction of the players, we've been through the rosters and the starting fives, we've looked at the key players. The only thing that's left to do is to play the game. And so much on the line, a place in the semi-finals up for grabs here. The players now getting their game faces on.
Mucha defensa y el ataque, disfrútenlo muchachos, está, vamos acá.
Colo of Chile set to take on Quilmes de Mar del Plata of Argentina. Eric Carrasco there in the foreground, and then John Thomas. Baxley, such a key for Quilmes. And how about Luis Sequeira? What a performance from him it was last night. There's Matias Villagran, who could do with the performance himself tonight after struggling yesterday. Tayavek Galizi, who gets a start, had 6 points, 3 boards last night. Had a couple of big highlight reel plays, finishing 3 out of 4 opportunities. There's Villagran, the number 7, who had just 7 points in last night's defeat. 3 of 11 from the field after 20 points, 6 boards and a steal in game 1. And Eduardo Marichal's performance, the number 3, he fell as well. 11 points, down from 19 in the first game. 7 assists in each of the first 2 games though, and they will need the same kind of facilitating ingenuity from him. The referee's about ready to get this one underway. Khaleesi to contest the opening tip with Thomas. Colo against Quilmes de Mar del Plata for a place in the semi-final of the 2015 Liga Sudamericana. Sekira starting with the ball. They'll try a three from the start. What a way to get going. Just 12 seconds on the clock, and Enzo Ruiz picks up right where he left off yesterday. And it goes by Shula. John Thomas towards the baseline, puts it in. Did well to use his big physical frame to create space. Sekira comes to collect on the perimeter again, not that time for Ruiz. Very nearly 2 of 2 from downtown in the opening minute. He had 6 of 8 from three-point range last night. Grabs the rebound on the defensive end here. A lively start and a lively atmosphere. Sekira onto Baxley with a nice pass and flipped up and in by the other American, Jonathan Durley. Carrasco backing in, out to the perimeter for Thomas, who takes on the three short, grabbed by Baxley. He's looking to race now over half court, pulls up on the foul line. Can't hit Baxley, did have 2 in support, chose to try and take it on alone. Nice pass to Thomas cutting in, but he can't double his tally, and he straight away goes down and puts his hands on his knees. Now has to scurry back. There's another 3 for Quilmes off the mark from Baxley. That would have made it a really difficult start for Colo. Carrasco. By Villagran to Marichel. Villagran again. The foul called is on Khaleesi. (5-2) the Quilmes lead after 2 minutes. Khaleesi called for the foul. The contact drawn by Villagran. Marichel. Shot clock down to 5 as it's dribbled away off the foot. And the foul is going to go on Ruiz this time. All the way for Enzo Ruiz to get going in the game with that three-pointer after 12 seconds. After lighting it up from the outside on this court yesterday. He's just picked up a foul though. Marichel. For the long 2 and knocking it down. Second field goal for Colo. Foul on the near side on Marichel, away from the ball. The first on Marichel. Trying to track Enzo Ruiz to the perimeter, and you can understand why. He's been so dangerous from the outside in this tournament. Long 2 is right on the money for Durley. Contested as well, and he's 2 of 2 from the field. Positive start for Jonathan Durley, the Texan. Nice pass to Villagran, who puts it in off the glass, and he gets going. Baxley. Sekira calling for it. Directing traffic. Durley's going to try a 3 now. 3 of 3 from the outside to start. Jonathan Durley with 7 points in 3 minutes. High in towards Thomas. The catch can't finish. Grabs his own rebound and a foul. The basket from Villagran, the second field goal for Colo. The 3 from Durley after the long 2 as well. Durley with a rebound as well now. Sekira in transition. Slows it down. Durley thought about the three again. He's got the hot hand right now. Red hot at the start is Jonathan Durley. Back-to-back threes, 4 of 4 from the field and 10 points in less than 4 minutes. What a start for Jonathan Durley. The foul called at the other end. He averages 10 in the competition across the last 2 nights. He's got 10 already in 4 minutes. An offensive foul as Colo turned the ball over. Difficult start for the hosts. Despite that tremendous support. Sekira hasn't been able to get through the way he did last night until then, when he slices right through the gap. Carrasco, Thomas. Marichal is fouled by Ruiz. Second foul already on Enzo Ruiz. It's early foul trouble for him. Not yet reached the midway point of the first quarter. Marichal. Penned in by Ruiz, finds a way out to Carrasco. Shot clock down to 3 now. Carrasco looking to spin into the lane, trying to bank it in. No good, offensive ball grab. Thomas needs to really get going here. Nice pretty move from Thomas. And he'll go to the line for 2. He's disappointed he wasn't able to get it to drop. So John Thomas to the line, 1 of 4 from the field in the opening 5 minutes here. And his first trip to the foul line, first trip to the foul line for anybody so far. Just 1 of 2, tipped away off Quilmes' fingertips, so it's going to be Colo ball. They get the break there. They've been down by 9. Marichal, offensive foul called though. Colo turn it back over. Thomas looks a little disgruntled. So too does Gabriel Chamberger, the head coach of Colo. Not happy at all. So off the foot of Carrasco. Still Quilmes' ball. Sekira, now Baxley. Baxley's going to try and get going from the outside, can't hit. Out of bounds, it's going to be Quilmes' ball again. Baxley 0 of 2 from the field to start. You see the 3-point shooting at the bottom of your screen, 3 of 6 for Quilmes so far. Colo have only taken 1 and missed it. Here's Durley again, another from the outside, his first miss of the game, after hitting his first 4 shots for 10 points. Marichal edging his way closer to the paint and getting it to go off the glass despite the best efforts of Durley. Thomas falls to the floor off court. I think they're going to call the offensive foul. Mella not happy. And it's on Durley. So early foul trouble for him. Indeed, he barges Thomas over half court. So Jonathan Durley, 10 points in around 3 minutes and 40 seconds at the start of this game. maybe having to take a seat. Will remain in the game for now. Carrasco. Schüller trying to turn towards the baseline. Turns the ball over. Here come Quilmes in transition. The quick pass and the big finish from Durley. And that's why he remains in the game. 12 points early on for Jonathan Durley off the assist from Eduardo Speyer. Speyer running the call in transition. Durley applying the big finish. And it has been a big performance from him.
Con Matías y Lalo. A ver. Si no pudimos definir acá, yo, Matías, lo sacan a hacer, Eric está acá y Fernando sale. Pero ¿por qué forzar? Si cuando abrimos la cancha tienen la opción de 1 contra 1. Están con 5 fules. Vamos a la línea. Acá, que no vayan para adentro, que sigan tirando de afuera. Vamos a levantar esto y terminar arriba nosotros. ¡Vamos equipo! ¡Vamos bien, abajo!
Y JT, Scream Junior. Si no hay nada, Diego le da continuidad a handoff. Ok, dale, vamos. Hay que defender.
5 assists early on for Quilmes, just 1 for Colo, and that one for Speyer to move Durley onto 12 points in the game. You can see what it means on the Quilmes bench. Villagran to Marichal. Marichal trying to get Speyer up in the air. Well guarded, and it goes towards Thomas. Thomas pirouetting in the lane. Thought he saw someone in the corner and threw the ball away. Another turnover for Colo. And Thomas has been frustrated for the most part in his opening 6 minutes. Trying to go to work is Romero, who's fouled by Thomas as he put it in. It's the 3rd foul on Thomas, so Colo in real trouble now. They're not just down here by 8 points, but to have your star player on 3 fouls inside of 6 minutes is a hugely precarious position. Quilmes looking to extend their lead in the final 5 seconds of the shot clock. Romero gets the drop. 10-point lead for Quilmes in the first quarter. Villagran. Marichal. He's going to shoot the 3. They need a basket here. They're not going to get one. Another rebound for Durley. Here come Quilmes in transition again. Baxley for 3. Bang! 13-point Quilmes lead in the first. And Baxley gets on the board. The hosts are really struggling. On it goes from Schüller to Carrasco. Ledesma. Ledesma looking to back into the paint, trying to create room. Double team comes across from Durley. Knocked out of bounds, Quilmes ball. Baxley taking a while to get going. A big scorer in the last 2 nights. Sekira. Romero. Up to Baxley in that spot again, guarded this time. Drives in, there's the spin move. And the foul. Second on Marichal. Baxley will go to the line this time. They relied so heavily on Durley at the start of the game. They didn't really need Baxley to step up, but You know he can at any given time. It's been a superb start again for Luis Sequeira, who has 3 assists in the first quarter. Baxley has been quiet until now, but has knocked down the 3 a few moments ago. Hit his first foul shot. Hit his second for 5 quick-fire points. There's Durley, 2 fouls. Khaleesi and Ruiz also on 2 in the first quarter for Quilmes, bit of foul trouble for them, but 3 fouls for John Thomas for Colo. Colo is the big concern for the hosts. They're down by 15. If that wasn't concerning enough. Carrasco for 3. Unable to hit, they'll look to grab the offensive board. Marichel. Back onto the left hand, Ledesma. They put up the 3 again, off the mark, another offensive rebound and a fresh 14 here with Carrasco. Villagra, and it goes to the paint to Ledesma. A foul called underneath the basket. First on Romero. Gabriel Chamberger looking a little lost at the moment. Colo really struggling to try and force anything. First foul shot good for Ledesma. It's his first score. 6 points and 3 boards in 18 minutes off the bench in game 1, and then 8 points, 5 boards and a steal yesterday. A couple of foul shots good for his first points in game 3. Colo in a bit of trouble though, down by 13 in the first, in a game they have to win. By Sequeira, open 3 from the far side is long. An offensive board for Quilmes again though. Sequeira this time just going to take it on himself and knocks it down. 16-point deficit now for Colo. Carrasco, high entry pass to Villagra, who misses the layup, and at this stage, with this deficit in the first quarter, they just cannot afford to be missing those. Quilmes looking to rub salt in the wounds, and they do. Back-to-back 3s as Baxley drains it from the far side. 19-point lead and a 30-point quarter for Quilmes. Marichel out to Villagra. Ledesma puts up the long 2, another miss. Villagra with another offensive ball, but misses again. An open layup, and Colo will be kicking themselves here in the first. Let's see if Quilmes can rub salt in the wounds again. They do! Back-to-back 3s for Baxley from the far side. 3 in a row for Quilmes, and the lead has grown to 22. And how about Baxley, who took a while to get going in the first, and now all of a sudden has 11 points. The 2 Americans in double figures in the first quarter for Quilmes de Mar del Plata. Final seconds of the first. Colo in need of a lifeline now. Marichel can't provide it at the end of the first quarter, and what an impressive first quarter for the Argentines. Baxley with back-to-back 3s right towards the end of the quarter. 3 from downtown in the quarter for him. Sequeira knocked down another as well, as Quilmes hit 7 of 12 from the outside in the first. Not a lot of joy for coach Chamberger and for host Colo. Colo 11, Quilmes de Mar del Plata 33 at the end of 1. And the Americans for Quilmes combining for 20 points.
Vamos a bajar el culo, vamos a defender y jueguen 4 pases. 3 minutos, 5 fules, no tiramos tiro libre. Tenemos este cuarto para bajar la diferencia, no para ponernos arriba. Para irnos al camarín con 8 puntos bajos. ¿Lo podemos hacer? ¿Podemos o no podemos? ¡Vamos!
Para pasarnos la pelota, pero, no dejen de jugar camiseta con Diego acá, Junior acá, para meterle la pelota a Diego y que Diego ataque igual. ¿Estamos? Sí, dale, vamos, vamos, vamos. A defender, a defender.
Walter Baxley missing his first couple of attempts, but he finishes the quarter hitting his last 3. All of them from downtown, as well as a couple of foul shots for 11 points in the quarter. A 22-point Quilmes lead at the start of the second. Let's see if Colo can stop the rot here at the start of the second. They can with one from the outside. Carrasco draining the 3, and there's a foul underneath as well. When they needed to stop the bleeding, Eric Carrasco stepped up. His first score of the game after missing his first 2 attempts. And with the foul underneath the basket for the contact on John Thomas, called on Fernando Calvi. It's Colo possession. What a break for them at the start of the second, especially if they can convert here. Back out to Marichel. Shot clock down to 3 already. Marichel penned in by the double team. Deflected away off Romero. Still going to be Colo ball. There's the 3 from Carrasco and the foul underneath on Calvi. Had to be a quick catch and shoot. And Thomas unable to force it forward. And look at the transition basketball with the assist from Sekira and the finish from Baxley. What a deadly combination that is. 13 points in the game for Baxley, 4, make it 5 assists now for Sekira. Miss at the other end, and they can look to run and gun and stun and have some fun again, but the miss from Romero. Offensive board. Baxley for 3, another one for Walter Baxley, who hits his 4th from the outside. It's an all guns blazing Quilmes performance. Carrasco, the only one to provide a little bit of joy for Colo in a long time. Schuler on the turn, off the mark. Ledesma battling for the board. And the foul committed by Osven Ledesma. Well, Walter Baxley, who missed his first 2 shots in the game, has now hit 5 in a row, including 4 from 3-point range. Sekira. Oh, easy cut, left wide open to put it in for Calvi. 40 points for Quilmes in the space of 12 minutes. It's already a rout. Colo just haven't had the answers. Marichel. It's been a bitterly disappointing performance from them. And it's been a similar type of performance for Quilmes that we saw yesterday, maybe even a better one. Marichel hits a foul shot for Colo. Calls to celebrate for a few fans that have made the trip with them. Sekira. Move it into Romero, back out to Calvi, onto Baxley. Baxley's hit 5 shots in a row, can't make it 6. Trying to recover the ball on the baseline, but it goes the other way. Thomas has really struggled. Foul called on Calvi. Picks up his second. John Thomas, just 3 points in the game, 1 of 5 from the field. For a player who's averaged 22.5 in the tournament so far. It just sums up Colo's struggles here. Marichal. They'll take on the 3, they will hit the 3. It's a 21-point game as Jorge Chula hits from the outside. It's far from over at this point, let's be clear about that. And they need to find a way to stop Quilmes, because at the moment the points have just been flooding in. Foul drawn by Spaya. Eduardo Spaya's going to go to the line after the foul from Chula. Here's the 3 from Chula at the other end. It's the first 3 of the game for Colo. Missed their first 6. Offensive board off the missed foul shot. Baxley thought about taking on another 3. Sekira. Wonderful pass from Sekira into Romero, who puts it in and acknowledges the assist. Sekira's doing it again, 7 assists in the first 13.5 minutes. Marichal from the foul line puts it in. Well, it's a pivotal point of the game, no doubt about that. 21-point Quilmes lead. Colo can ill afford for this lead to grow. Sekira into Romero again. Same combination, same outcome, and the lead grows and grows. 8 assists now for Sekira. It's an even better performance from him than last night. It's an even better performance from Quilmes to last night. They are blowing it wide open in the first half. Romero with back-to-back baskets off the bench. Sekira with back-to-back assists, and they will force Colo to call timeout.
Estamos haciendo el papelón para toda Sudamérica. ¿Qué mierda hacemos? Que tiren los bases, que tire Sequeira, que no caiga más Romero. ¡Ey! ¡Switch! Calvi Romero, switch. No Romero para el aro. La primera, ¡ey! Switch. ¿Cuánto?
Well, Colo simply have to find a way to cut off the supply from Luis Sekira. 8 assists in the space of 14 minutes, as well as those 5 points. And that after the double-double yesterday, 20 points and 13 assists. He's on course to better that assist tally by some distance, the way he's playing at the moment. Thomas turning and drawing the contact from Calvi. 3rd foul on Calvi. Leandro Romeo not happy. Chula. Romero picked it off but stood on the line. been a tremendous display of facilitation and ingenuity and creativity from Luis Sequeira so far. 8 of those 13 Quilmes assists in the opening 14 minutes. This time it's Baxley bringing the ball up court onto Romero. Sequeira gets it now. This time he's going to try and score himself. Can't hit. Romero looking to save it, unable to do so. Three real standout performances for Quilmes in the opening 15 minutes. The 8 assists we've talked about from Sequeira. As Romero goes barraging into the boards on that occasion. 16 points for Baxley, 12 points for Durley, 28 points for the two Americans combined. Baxley and Sequeira the only starters on court at the moment for Quilmes. Chula handing it off underneath the basket, route to the rim blocked off though. Quilmes can look to come forward with Sequeira again. Baxley perched on the perimeter, it goes the other way. Still calling for it, Baxley. Instead working one-on-one to force it in is Speyer. Committed play from Eduardo Speyer. Gatica, the 19-year-old in the game for Colo. To Chula. Gatica behind the back. Very controlled dribble and a pinpoint finish from Gatica. The 19-year-old providing a bit of a spark off the bench. Sansimone to Baxley. Baxley back to Sequeira, faked the three, drove inside, hung in the air, couldn't finish. And thrown away by Gatica. There's a bit of that youthful rashness, perhaps. He's certainly got talent though, Ramon Gatica. Played 4 scoreless minutes in game 1, followed that up with a couple of points in 15 minutes on court last night. He's got energy, he's got determination, he's got ability. It's just about controlling it, honing it. Here's Baxley, who certainly honed his shooting from the outside. 5 of 7 from downtown in the first half. And here they come with Baxley in transition, looking to go coast to coast off the steal, lays it up and in, and Walter Baxley has 21 points in 16 and a half minutes. $15 fast break points to 0 in favour of Quilmes. They come up with another steal. Colo's offence suffocated. Coach Schamberger can't believe how wrong this has gone and how quickly it's gone wrong. Out to Sequeira for 3, short, and batted back a fresh 14 to work with Baxley. 26-point Quilmes lead, final 3 minutes of the half. Screen set by Romero. Baxley pulling up for the long 3 from way beyond the setting sun. Walter Baxley has 6 3-pointers in the first half. What for? The lead is 29. And the foul at the other end is on Sansimone. Baxley getting one from the far side. And then the fast break 2. And then the long range 3. 8 points in just a few seconds for Walter Baxley to take his tally all the way up to 24 in the first half. This has been a superstar performance from the man from North Carolina. Baxley rightly taking the plaudits, taking the congratulations, taking the 6 of 8 from downtown. He's already surpassed his tallies from the previous 2 nights, where he hit 19 in each game, 24 in the first half hit. Speyer. On the move, the hook shot no good for Galizzi, but put back in. The scoring continues for Quilmes. Schuler onto Marichal. Marichal across to the far corner. The open 3 is good for Colo. Final 90 seconds of the first half. Sekira, 8 assists in the half for him. Looking for another one. Speyer driving into the paint now. Gets the contact and gets the basket and will go to the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Quilmes just relentless on the offensive end. Speyer comes up from Ledesma and laying it in with the left hand. What do you do if you coach Chamberger? What do you say at half-time? This must-win game for Colo. Seems to have got away from them in the first half. They trail by 30 points. Marichal into the paint, back out to Chula. Steps in and kicks it back out himself. 3 off the mark for Gatika. Here's this transition basketball again. The big emphatic finish. And already in the first half, that could be the knockout blow. The assist from Ruiz, the finish from Galizzi. The 2 players who picked up 2 early fouls apiece coming back off the bench to have an impact. And Quilmes are in full flow. Galizzi unable to complete the 3-point play, but Colo unable to recover the board. And Coach Chamberger will just sit down. Almost looks like contemplate going home. Baxley, final minute of the half. Baxley thought about the 3. Has to put it up now, right at the end of the shot clock. Baxley misses one finally. Marichal getting contact, can't get the basketball. For 2. Marichal missing the first. Or missing them both. Nothing but disappointment for Colo in the first half. Whether they'll be thankful to finish it or not, I don't know. One rims out. I wonder what kind of words they're going to get from Coach Chamberger at the half. Shot clock turned off at the end of the second quarter. Marichal. Schuler puts up the long 3. short, and the rebound secured. Given away, but that one in time by Marichal. What a first half from Quilmes de Mar del Plata for coach Leandro Romea, whose team are closing in on a place in the semi-finals. The hosts Colo have been blown to bits in the first half by a tremendous offensive performance from Quilmes, who leads 61-29 at the half, led by the 24 points of Walter Baxley. Leandro Romea will be absolutely delighted. His team in cruise control and leading by 31 points. 33 points in the first, 28 points in the second. Colo limited to 11 in the first and 18 in the second quarter, and now in need of a miracle to turn this game around and to stay in the competition. Just look at the shooting percentages from Quilmes. 73% inside and over 50% from downtown. 10 of 19 from three-point range, where Walter Baxley has hit 6 of 9. They're edging the rebound battle as well. They are certainly edging the assists. 9 more, and plenty of those coming in transition. And 8, make it 9 of them, coming from Luis Sequeira. Eight turnovers for Colo in the first half, just 2 for Quilmes, protecting the ball ever so well. And here's a look at the leaders. Baxley, 24 points in the half, 8 of 12 from the field, 6 of 9 from three-point range. He's got a steal and a block as well. What a performance. Durley with 12 points very early on. 5 of 6 from the field, 2 of 3 from downtown. Marichal leading the way for Colo with 8 points. Villagrán and Sequeira each with 4 rebounds. 3 for Chula and for Spaya. Now look at the assists for Luis Sequeira, though. 9 in the first half, and an opportunity to better his tally of 13 that he received last night. Quilmes de Mar del Plata leading by 31, 61-29 at the half. Join us for the second half in around 10 minutes' time. Santiago well and truly in control against Colo. Colo leading by 32 points. Team in the group, and what a start for Jonathan Durley in the second half after a tremendous start in the first. 12 points for him in the opening few minutes of the game. His first score since then. It's been a really tough game for John Thomas. So far he'll go to the line for 2 as Durley picks up his 3rd foul. John Thomas just 3 points in the first half, having averaged 22.5 over the first 2 games of the tournament. Only 1 of 5 from the field. He was 1 of 2 from the foul line on his last trip, misses at the start of the second half. And the disappointment continues for him. Thomas does get the second. What a tough half-time talk it was for Gabriel Chamberger. Colo coming into this group as hosts and coming into this game having already picked up a win with great hopes of making the semi-finals. Oh, the bank open for Jonathan Durley. Back-to-back conversions for him at the start of the second half. Marichal getting contact from Enzo Ruiz. I think that's foul number 3 on Ruiz. Shake of the head from Coach Romea. Marichal hit his first 2 foul shots, missed his last 2 right at the end of the first half. Ruiz takes a seat. He's not been able to provide the same kind of contribution he provided last night, but he hasn't needed to. The form of Baxley and Durley, 2 Americans combined for 40 points for Quilmes. Both foul shots good for Marichal. Sekiro 1 assist away from 10. Forced in by Spayet. And he goes towards Thomas, who looks to pirouette around Durley, but he's called for the travel and turns the ball over. And his horrendous night continues. So does his. Sekiro with the high pass. Caught into the basket by Spayet. Baxley spinning away from the baseline. Spayet hangs it up. Difficult shot won't go. The tip won't go either for Galizzi, and eventually Colo get possession. Carrasco put up for 3 by Chula and put in. Two for 2 from downtown for Fernando Chula. Baxley, he's caught and will go to the line for 3. And that just shows how much they're living in fear of the outside shot of Walter Baxley. Just weren't going to let him take it. 6 of 9 from the outside in the first half, Walter Baxley. 3 foul shots here to try and add to his 24 points. First 2 good for Baxley, 1 more to come. Perfect from the line so far. Make it 5 of 5. He can No mistake for Baxley, who has 27 points in the game. Thomas trying to get his game going. He's able to score. Only his second field goal of the contest. Sekira. Go to work onto the right hand. Long two, short. Marichel can't get around the big body of Durley. Back out to Chula. Chula hands it off. Back-to-back field goals for John Thomas for the first time in the game. It's still a 31-point differential. Speyer towards Durley. Durley back out to Speyer. Delisi to Baxley, across to Sekira, shot clock down to 1, stops and pops on the foul line, can't get the shot to go though. Can Colo put together some sort of a run here? Schuler. The right hand and then thrown away by Carrasco. He's off the mark and way too high. 10th turnover of the game for coach Chamberger's team. Quilmes still with just 2. Baxley into Durley. Can't finish. Marichel. To the paint, back out to Churlet. Gets Durley up in the air, goes in. And can't finish again. Santamoni grabs the rebound, and then the foul is on Schuler. Bit of a concern for Quilmes, for Luis Sekira, who's receiving a bit of treatment. They won't want him to be banged up after this group stage. They need him for the domestic league. And of course, for the latter stages of this competition, unless there's a dramatic turnaround here. Baxley, Quilmes trying to end a run of 7 missed field goal attempts. Santamoni hangs it up, and they do so emphatically as Galizzi puts it in for the alley-oop. Carrasco bumping and riding the challenges and getting it to drop. Chance at a 3-point play for Eric Carrasco. What a play this was. Galizzi putting the exclamation mark on the nice pass. And then the foul as Carrasco got that to drop. Midway point of the third quarter, 30-point game. Santamoni. Quick pass on and a thunderous finish again. Durley now has 18 points. The American connection coming to fruition once more. And at the other end, Colo's American getting going in the third quarter, but perhaps too little too late. After a poor first half, Durley in again off the quick pass. The transition defense completely absent. Thomas, nice pass in, and They're going to call the goaltender, I think, against Durley. There's the pass from Baxley, who drew the double team, and Durley provided the emphatic finish. 2 quick baskets for him. Must have strained his neck tonight, Gabriel Chamberger, with the amount of head shaking. Quarter to play. Quilmes just maintaining their 30-point advantage through the quarter. Backs into the right hand, driving inside, hanging it over the top of the defense, but can't finish. Marichel. With the circus shot. Got hit, just put it up. Eduardo Marichel completes the 3-point play and gets Colo inside of 30 for the first time in a while. Having trailed by 31 at the half, it's now a 27-point game. Baxley pulls back and nails it. Coolest man in the arena is Walter Baxley. He now has 29. Katika. Zara playing for the first time in the tournament. Desma trying to put it up. Will go to the line for 2. Baxley just waited, tried to create some room, tried to create some doubt, and then planted it. Sven Ledesma on the line, 6 points and 3 boards. And 18 minutes off the bench in game 1, 8 points, 5 boards and a steal yesterday. Five points now tonight, 3 of them coming from the foul line, just 1 of 4 from the field. This is the second one. Baxley recovers the rebound. Sends him into Speyer. Move it inside. Durley looks to make himself available on the perimeter. Comes to Speyer instead. And foul call on Thomas. Baxley with the long 2 again. Not to the floor, no good. Rebound Ledesma. Katika. Almost picked off, and it was by Durley. Quickly onto the left hand, but Katika did just enough to put him off and knock it away. Colo have had a few opportunities to try and trim it closer to the 20-point mark, but it's a good chance it's going to be around 30 again. Sansimoni waiting on the perimeter. He's going to take on the 3. Can't hit. Rebound grabbed by Ronald Stokes. Katika. He's going to shoot the 3. It's an air ball from the 19-year-old. His team closing in on the semi-finals, just 12 minutes away. Durley and Baxley, the two Americans, the only two starters in the game for Quilmes at the moment. Colo have just Villagran as their only starter on the floor, giving minutes to their bench at the moment. Nice move from Romero. Zara and Stokes. Or Zara playing for the first time in the competition. Stokes playing after only having 6 minutes over the first 2 games. Here's Gatika. It's contact with 3 left on the shot clock. You see the turnover count on the bottom of your screen, still just 2 for Quilmes de Mar del Plata. In now 28.5 minutes, Coach Romeo's team have protected the basketball so well. They've been so efficient with their passing and with their finishing. And this man's had a huge part to play. Baxley, Romeo sets the screen. Baxley's going to take on another 3. In and out that time for Baxley. Offensive board for Dearly. And then a foul. Coach Romeo striving for perfection, wanting his team back on transition defense, wanting to make sure. Colo's head coach Gabriel Chamberger now contemplating what seems the inevitable. Stokes calling for the ball on the outside. Instead it goes to Villagran, who shoots the 3. Offensive rebound. Zara. Foul called on Baxley is only his first. Stop Zara getting to the baseline. First points of the tournament coming in the last few minutes with Nadir Zara, the 31-year-old, having not played in the first 2 games for Colo. 28-point lead. Sansimoni, final minute of the 3rd quarter. Durley, 20 points in the game. Durley looking to add to it, splits the defense, can't finish. They're battling for the offensive board, but Ledesma comes away with it. Oh, I think he's on. He doesn't want to allow Colo any opportunity to get a bit closer. The crowd haven't really had a chance to play a part because Quilmes have been so hot from the very start. In this one, a huge first half. Really, they were out of sight by the start of the 3rd quarter. Colo doing their best to get a little bit closer. Stokes, 3 rebounds and 2 points in 6 minutes yesterday after not playing in game 1. This is the 2nd from the line, able to recover and then turns it over. Almost no differential between shot and game clock at the end of the 3rd, so Baxley He's going to hold it for the final shot of the quarter. Baxley over to the far side to Romero, who can't hit, but no harm done for Quilmes despite a mini comeback from Colo. They've closed the gap slightly from 31 down to 28. Their best quarter of the contest so far, but they still trail by 27. Colo up to 53 now. Quilmes on 80 points.
Chequen, pásenle por acá. No seguidor, no seguidor. O cambian directamente, o pasan por el espacio, pero no seguidor. Está, no cheque, porque te caes solo. Acá. Por eso, acá juegue arriba y abajo, ¿sí? John, Ron, Owen, Vadir, te metes acá. No.
Mirá, vamos a hacer así. JT, Diego, Wall, abrís ahí, JT, screen for Diego, low post, Ale acá, JT, si recibe, abrite y Ale acá, ¿entendés lo que digo? Sí.
Quilmes leading 80 to 53 as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Coach Leandro Romeo's team closing in on a place in the semi-final round here at the 2015 Liga Sudamericana. Gatica, the 19-year-old, getting big minutes now. Viagran into Stokes. Stokes high off the glass, good over the top of Galizzi. They've cut the deficit to 25. Baxley. That by Romero to Durley. Sansimoni to shoot the three, can't hit. Stokes looking for the board, last touch goes off Quilmes. Gatica. Quick pirouette from Zara, and Ledesma trying to put it in. There's the tip, no good. Durley comes away with it. Baxley. Sansimoni onto Durley. Around the perimeter to Spalla. Tried to find Romero under the hoop, picked off. Gatica. He's going to shoot the three. Gatica unable to score. Back into the hands of Sansimoni. Baxley onto the right hand, looking to attack. And putting up the defensive wall was Ledesma and Viagran. And that's one way to try and stop him. Get two players jumping up to get a hand in front of the shot. Baxley going to attack left hand, right hand, and then forced into the turnover. He protected the ball ever so well until that point. Quilmes, just two turnovers. Desma go to the line for two. Coach Chamberlain giving Ramon Gatica a bit of a lesson here. The 19-year-old getting invaluable experience in the second top level competition in South American basketball. The winner of this competition will gain a place at the FIBA Americas League. And Quilmes, with their performances over the last couple of nights, will be hoping to challenge. Desma hitting that foul shot, making it a 20-point game. See Kira back in the ball game for Quilmes. By Selvi. Romero trying to go to work, fouled by Stokes. Stokes. Quilmes have struggled to get their scoring going in the fourth the way they had in the first three quarters. Baxley. Sekira for three. He struggled to score today despite those impressive 9 assists, 8 of which came in the first half. The hook shot good for Stokes, makes it a 22-point game. Sekira. Baxley to shoot the long two, another couple of points for Walter Baxley. It takes him beyond 30. A big basket for Quilmes, because Colo were hoping to make it a nervy finish. They've certainly found their flow in offense as Zara puts that one in. 22-point game. And still almost 7 minutes to play. Coach Romeo won't want his Quilmes team to take their foot off the gas. Ruiz, who struggled with foul trouble today, into Romero. Ruiz wants it on the perimeter, double team on Romero, then gets it back. Around the perimeter it goes to Baxley with another from the outside. Walter Baxley has 7 3-pointers and 34 points in the ball game. Baxley getting the final touch to carry that ball out of bounds, so still Colo possession, down by 25. Baxley 7 of 12 from 3-point land. We've got a timeout with 6 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the game. Quilmes leading by 25, 85 to 60.
Vos podés, si vos querés vos podés, ok. You defend. Pará. Vos Junior andá con el base, tranquilo. No, pará. Vos con el 7. Triángulo, Diego. Triángulo, Junior. Fer y Diego. Ojo con Tomás. Tomás se va a abrir, enfréntenlo, pero muestren gente acá. Sí, pero si se abre por el lado de Diego, que salga.
No me pongo yo del lado de Diego.
No importa. Igual es lo mismo. Pero si hay que igualarlo, lo igualamos. Y cerrado, pará. Rebote defensivo, a ver si podemos correr. Acá, lo que está mal es esto. Solamente estamos haciendo esto. Pasándole la pelota a Diego ahí y nada más. Necesitamos movilidad. Escuchame. Necesitamos movilidad. Diego acá, cae y ahí triangulamos. ¿Entendés? 4. Entonces, de este lado empezá un gol. Diego. Se va. Enzo. Abrimos a Fer. Pick and roll. Triangulamos y ahí le va a entrar el balón. ¿Entendés lo que te digo? ¿Entendés, Junior? Porque estamos así, mirá.
It's just been a nightmare performance by Coach Schamberger's team from the very start here. Quilmes racing out into an early lead. And Colo, even with the help of these fans, have found it ever so difficult. Quilmes led by the 34 points of Walter Baxley, who's hit 7 of 12 from the outside. Quilmes 11 of 26 as a team. Colo just 4 of 15 from three-point range. We've got a bit of a delay in getting the game restarted. And there's a look at the two-point shooting percentages. Quilmes impressive in that respect as well, with 60%. And looks like we are getting ready to get back underway. Quilmes leading by 25, 85 to 60. And he goes towards Stokes. And a foul called, so Kira thought he came away with the ball. He did come away with the ball. Romero. Calvi to Sekira. 10 assists now in the game for him, Calvi. And it goes to Romero. Romero getting into the paint. The basket won't count. There was a foul before. Foul on Stokes. Sekira, another pass to Romero, who puts it in. 11 assists now for Sekira. The lead back up to 27. It was 31 at the start of the quarter, went down to 22. Now at 27 again. Shot Shot on the turn, no good for Stokes. Final 5 minutes of the game coming up. Quilmes well and truly in control. Romero. Sekira. He's been the man who's given them all of that control with his composed play on the ball. Ruiz. And a foul on Stokes as Romero made his move with 1 second left on the shot clock. Stokes picks up foul number 3. And Romero will go to the line for 2. Ten points off the bench for 5 of 7 from the field. And this is first trip to the foul line. The third player for Quilmes into double figures behind huge of the 2 Americans. The 34 points of Walter Baxley and the 20 for Jonathan Durley. 29 for Quilmes. Thomas back in the game. Pretty footwork from John Thomas. Dancing shoes in the 4th quarter. It's been a tough day for Thomas. And that move too little too late. Final 4 minutes coming up. Nice pass towards Sekira, who's able to score. A rare score for him tonight. Carrasco to Chula. Chula's going to shoot the 3. He's going to nail the 3. Sekira on to Calvi, hands it off to Ruiz, forced away from the paint, back to the 3-point line. They just invited him to shoot, but he was off the mark. Long pass forward to Stokes. Sekira getting back, trying to take the ball, is called for the foul. Saying Sekira still on 10 assists. I thought he'd added an 11th not too long ago. Foul here from Baxley. Walter Baxley picks up just his 2nd foul. Thomas. Back to Chula. In and out that one for Thomas. Romero. Sekira, final 3 minutes to Calvi. Threw it straight into the hands of Chula. Carrasco. To Chula for the 3. Rebound grabbed by Ruiz. Calvi to Baxley. Baxley getting in, had it knocked away. Marichal called for the foul. And that was the foul on Baxley as he came to close down Marichal. Marichal's just fouled him right back. And Baxley at the line and add to his 34 points tonight. 5 of 5 from the foul line so far. And his eyes focused on the basket again. Nothing but net, 6 of 6. 11 of 21 from the field, 7 of 12 from downtown. It's been a stunning performance from Walter Baxley. The 31-year-old American now has 36 in the ball game. 2.5 minutes to play. 28-point Quilmes lead. Chula. Carrasco. Baxley kicks the ball away this time. Chula, the back, nice move from Chula to get to the basket and score. Sansimone, Calvi, to the foul line, back out to Sansimone. By Ruiz, moved on by Calvi. Romero to the corner, nice ball movement, and the three is good for Sansimone. 96 points in the game for Quilmes. Sansimone's first score. Colo able to answer back with one of their own from Carrasco. They are about to bow out of the competition on home court though. Ruiz. Just 3 points tonight for Ruiz. After a 24-point game yesterday, they haven't needed him to score big today. Thomas. There's a look at the scorers for Quilmes. 36 for Baxley, 20 for Durley, 12 for Romero. The ball knocked away out of bounds, still Colo ball. Top scorers for Colo, 13 for Marichal, 12 for Thomas. But that's it in terms of players in double figures, and the high fives and the fist bumps for Walter Baxley, who checks out of the game surely for the last time. 36 points to lead his team towards victory. Marichal can't get that one to go, was fouled though. And he'll go to the line for two, 43 seconds remaining. Marichal 4 of 7 from the field tonight, 5 of 7 from the line, 3 assists and a steal. Quilmes know that they've got this one in the bag though, and they will be playing in the semi-final of the 2015 Liga Sudamericana. Galizzi, Sansimone, Ruiz moving inside and retrieving the ball was Galizzi, not quite able to gather it. He's furious with the official, thought he was fouled. Just about no differential between shot and game clock now, as Thomas continues to look to attack. He'll go to the line for two with 14 seconds to play. Huge disappointment for Colo and for coach Chamberger to exit the competition on home court. Great expectations coming into this one. It has not been the fairy tale finish to Group C that they were hoping for. You can see the delight for the Quilmes players though. Their first ever appearance in the competition. They will be playing in the semi-final round. They've won back-to-back games in the Liga Sudamericana. Quilmes del Plata through to the semi-finals of the Liga Sudamericana in their very first appearance in the competition, led by a colossal 36-point game for Walter Baxley. The Argentines win it in the end. And they win it 96-73, led by the 36 points of Baxley and 20 from his fellow American Jonathan Durley. There's a look at the final standings in Group C. Unicef top of the group and had the head-to-head victory over Quilmes, who finished second. Colo bow out of the competition. So Unicef and Quilmes through to the semi-final round. Two groups of 4 teams. We know 6 of the 8 teams that are going to be there now. The 2 from this group joining Moj des Cruz, San Martin, Malvin and Obras Sanitarias. And then Group D still to be played to decide the final 2 teams in the semi-final round. The winners of each of those groups going on to the final. Quilmes de Mar del Plata will feel that they can challenge now after a couple of tremendous performances. 103 points last night, 96 points here tonight against Colo to win it by 26. Look at the numbers from this game. Not too much of a differential in terms of the rebounding. It was the shooting percentages that really stood out in this one. Colo with double the amount of turnovers. Quilmes having 4 of those 6 turnovers coming towards the end of the game. Protected the ball very well up until that point. But the shooting percentages, as I've said, standing out. 60% inside for Quilmes, 42% from downtown, 12 of 28 from 3-point range, and 7 of those from Walter Baxley, en route to that 36 points. And there you see his huge tally there. And the 10 assists of Luis Sequeira, of course, worth a mention after 13 assists for him last night. What a tremendous facilitating performance from the point guard. But Baxley will steal the headlines with 36 points and 7 3-pointers. Durley, a big 20-point game for him. The other American, 9 of 12 from the field, hugely efficient for those 20 points. And Marichal and Thomas, the 2 in double figures for Colo. Nobody really standing out in terms of rebounding. Zara and Durley each with 5 for their respective teams. Shooting. And plenty of scoring as far as Quilmes de Mar del Plata are concerned. A huge win over Colo, 96-73 of the 2015 Liga Sudamericana.